Happy Janmashtami, everyone. Very, very good morning to each one of you. Let us connect to the Krishna within each one today, right? Because any divine being, if we start seeing them from the consciousness with which they vibrate, probably we understand them very differently. And it does not feel that unreachable. Is one concept is I consider somebody as a god. And then I'm telling that, oh, I am this human and I do not know. And I go on worshipping and I'm a devotee of this. And the other concept is when I see that from their teachings, their learnings, what is it that they taught? What is it that they experienced? And any divine consciousness, any ascended master, it happens in a particular era. So if it is the Krishna avatar of the Vishnu, if we are talking about, probably Ram is also the Vishnu avatar and Krishna is also the Vishnu avatar. But both will give a very different learnings and different consciousness. So if understanding it from the perspective of the consciousness with which they vibrate, probably that is what we really want to get into us and to start operating from the same. So before we begin, I want you to answer me what, according to you, is Krishna consciousness. You can put it on the chat or you can unmute yourself and you can speak. Whichever you feel works for you. You want to unmute and speak or you want to put it on the chat. According to you, what is Krishna consciousness? Dear soul family, I'm waiting for your answers. What is Krishna consciousness? Sharing all the wisdom you have got and also evolving in the process. According to Prajna, that is Krishna consciousness. Vimlaji, you are a big devotee of Krishna. I have not heard from you. According to you, what is Krishna consciousness? I've heard you singing Krishna bhajans. Then obviously you know what is Krishna consciousness. What is Krishna consciousness according to you? Vimla Zaveri, question is to you. What is Krishna consciousness? Rata is saying unconditional love. Amrita is saying fearless and always will do what is right. It might be tough to follow that path though. Jaya Reddy would want to speak. Can we unmute Jaya Reddy?
Yeah, good
Yes.
morning.
Good morning, Jaya.
It's tapping into the wisdom as and when, and from the background of love, affection, and kindness. So that's Krishna consciousness. So arising, the self from the emotional quotient. So that's Krishna consciousness for me. Thank you.
When we arise ourselves from the emotional quotient, what do we become?
The word only comes all pervading, like it's a joy, like I am emotional right now.
Because in India, people follow him so much that you're not there to teach them, you're there to experience it along with them, right? Yeah,
Yes.
and then so many emotions are attached to the day of Krishna Janmashtami. People take such good care of their Bal Gopal, and like they are so attached to it. So Pratima is saying, following your dharma, living in joy. Vimlaji is saying, joyful, blissful, loving understanding. So thank you, Jaya. Please unmute Vimlaji also. She also wanted to speak. So please unmute Vimlaji also. Where is she on the platform? Yeah, I'll unmute her. Yes, Vimlaji, we have unmuted you.
Krishnaji is the feeling.
Krishnaji is there. I couldn't hear.
Just a minute. It is basically understanding and feeling the joy within you, which has no expressions. Because if you're totally, fully blissful, joyful, and understanding, when you just name of Krishna also comes to your mind, that joy, that experience which comes within you is unexpressible. And when you feel that, you have, no matter how many words you speak, all those words are always less for that experience in life. And the more you just go on and chanting the name of Lord Krishna, each and every cell and atom and molecule of your body, it just vibrates with that bliss and radiance, that love within, that consciousness which is there within you. It is not we who are giving out that consciousness. It is that what is the consciousness within us that is giving out everything. And that is more important when understood by everybody. Everybody will say emotions are there, feelings are there, everything, but those have to be literally felt in yourself. And those words are really unexpressible. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you, Vimlaji. So everyone somewhere understands what is Krishna consciousness. Krishna is melodious. Krishna is knowledgeable. Krishna is full of tactics. Krishna is childlike. Krishna loves Makhan. Today everybody will break the handi of Makhan. So Krishna is mischievous. Krishna plays the most beautiful flute. Krishna dances very well. Because even now we dance and we say like, the Ras Leela. So Krishna is the biggest politician. Krishna left everything when he understood that his birth is to bring this change, and at the age of 16, he left Vrindavan and his love and everything. So Krishna left everything that he was enjoying. So to let go of even your biggest attachment and all. And Krishna is, as you all said, joy, bliss, something that we can feel more than we can express. What I understood in my journey is that this consciousness of Krishna, we all have and we operate at some point. But the consciousness is also constantly shifting. And Krishna is an ever-expanding consciousness. The virtues of love, the virtues of life is music, the virtues of wisdom the virtues of like moving beyond the attachment, like beyond the attachment, not detached and non-attachment. So that zone, like what probably someone said, moving beyond the emotional quotient, and like it's more to feel. But in reality, like in life, when we speak about the consciousness, we are constantly shifting our consciousness. At some point, we require to focus on being the Shiva consciousness. And the Shiva consciousness is the third eye. When I speak about my third eye, what I say is that I'm focusing at one point in life. I am at point A and I want to reach to the point B. Once I have defined what is the point B for me, I have the complete attention and the focus on the point B. My vision, my actions, everything is aligned so that I can reach to point B. Probably that is what we call our goals, our ambitions. And when we are goal oriented, we completely align ourselves in what we think, what we speak, what we act. And when everything is in alignment, that is the time it is possible for us to achieve it. What Krishna probably taught Arjuna, that like, if Arjun had in that sabha, and when Arjun had to like take the arrow, and like even in the reflection of the water, he can see the eye of the fish which is rotating. Imagine the amount of focus the person requires to have. And only that person can achieve that. But once it has been achieved, will we remain there? It's achieved, it is over, it's done. So to achieve anything when we are focusing in itself requires us to restrict our vision. Because if I'm focusing, my vision is this way. So I am restricting. If this is the path, like it is broad, but from that broad, it comes to one point. So it is becoming narrowing. So I'm making it narrow and narrow and narrow and narrow to one focal point. And from that, our consciousness has to again expand, and that is Krishna consciousness. We can feel that consciousness. We can feel him everywhere. Whether someone is Hindu or they are not Hindu. I was in US and I was presenting the nervous system and I sang a bhajan in Gujarati to a crowd who do not understand Hindi as well, no Sanskrit, no Hindi, all foreigners from all different countries. But I wanted to sing that because I was explaining them what is a nervous system and how it is the electromagnet and like how it connects. It is the system of communication and connection. And like words and the language is not needed for that. So I purposely chose a language they don't understand. There was not a single person in that entire crowd of 400, 500 people who understand Gujarati. So I chose Gujarati. And so many of them, I mean, there was a voting system. They voted for me because they felt so much oneness. And so many of them came back to me saying that when you were singing, we could feel Krishna on top of you. And there was not even a single time in the bhajan I used the word Krishna. Because Krishna has multiple names. And they are not aware that this is the another name of Krishna either. But they came and they said, Sangeeta, when we were singing, we could feel Krishna present. How did it happen? You don't understand language. That is Krishna consciousness. Even when you think about him, when you sing any bhajan, like and majority people are, that's why Krishna devotee. The one who represents the pure love. The one who represents and teaches you how to love yourself. The self-love is the highest level of the definition of love if someone can represent and can teach. The highest level of love, the purity of love that we can ever experience. So more than that I speak about it, like just always remember in life that it is never that we operate from one consciousness. We constantly go on shifting our consciousness. And in that shifting consciousness, rather than if I am focusing and I feel that, oh, I am unable to do multiple tasks. Krishna could do multitasking so well. One could see him at one place and another person will feel him at another place. Everyone feels him in their heart. He's present everywhere. His presence is being felt everywhere, right? But in life, when we are progressing, in today's time, in today's generation, when I'm focusing, so I need to know I'm focusing and then again I will expand. Then again I'll focus and again I will expand. Again I'll focus and again I'll expand. And life is all like waves. The waves which go up and down and up and down. And it's needed. Like imagine your ocean will stop having the waves. It's always at one frequency. There are no waves. There are no waves, there is no electricity. So to be able to live, like we also are constantly like that waves. It's our perception which tells us that, oh, I had gone so high. So the minute it comes down, we feel, oh, now I am not at the same place. And in our mind, at physically we might be low, but mentally we are resenting not being at the top. And being at the top constantly, we are worrying about going down. But it is not about whether it is you are at the top or you are at the bottom. Both are part of the waves and both are equally important to generate electricity. That is what exactly forms the wave. So our consciousness is also constantly shifting. But in that consciousness, being in that devotion, being in that energy of pure love, being so melodious, operating from the wisdom, the knowledge, and being and constantly having the mindfulness of what is my dharma, what is my purpose of life, why am I here, without the fear of people rejecting you, without the fear of that ideally I wanted things to be like this and I didn't want so much destruction. If you see Mahabharata, so much destruction happened. But to understand that there is one goal and that goal is to re-establish dharma. And it happens when there is a change which occurs, the change in our thoughts, change in our actions, embracing change constantly and focusing on changing ourselves and focusing on change, taking our action towards it, to know that our soul is here to evolve. And we go through those waves in life and we embrace those waves and enjoy it. And to experience that oneness, to be able to see and connect to the Krishna within others, and to be able to connect to the Krishna within us and to represent that Krishna consciousness and the Krishna within us, to think, to speak, to act, to operate, to execute in every moment of life is the Krishna consciousness. And that is the learning. And not by just celebrating by breaking a matki. It is always the representation of it. Any act that we do is reminding ourselves and it represents that consciousness. And if you really dive deep into that consciousness, it's such a beautiful consciousness that, there is no question why someone's life will not change. We do not require to probably sing and dance to experience it, but we definitely need to understand it. He represents Dharma so well. In today's time, so many people refer, when they are seeking the answers, they refer, even now, Bhagavad Gita, Ashtavakra Gita. They refer Gita to get that answers because Gita has all the answers in it. The one who knows all the answers can only give you all the answers. The one who is guiding you, is mentoring you, who is teaching you to be able to reach to that place, acquire knowledge, and reach to that place that you are not restricted only by the bookish knowledge and what you have heard, but you have lived with that knowledge at every step so much that it comes from a place of knowingness and comes from a place of wisdom. And where we start talking and we start operating from the place of wisdom, because our every thought, our every behavior, our every action defines our life. And if everyone start behaving from that and acting and embrace the Krishna consciousness, I think the entire world's energy will shift. It will simply shift because everyone will that day will speak from the place of wisdom. And only a person who speaks from the place of wisdom can guide you all the answers which are written in the Gita. So that is Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is beyond words to describe. It is beyond words to experience and to share our experience. Being born in a Jain family and always being devotee of like Jainism and following it, when I started my journey into spirituality by learning it, if at all any energy that I experienced ever, the reason for my migraine to go and that past life, if I first time saw, was the Krishna energy. And from that time onwards, so many times I could sense and feel Krishna energy. So at one point, I used to think that I have lost it. I have lost my mind. Because when I'm regressing and I'm using the language such as, Krishna, you messed it up. You better come and do it. And I'm like, Sangeeta, you have lost it. You have, I think, really lost it. Some imbalance is happening. Because to that old Sangeeta, like, Krishna is a God. How can you talk to the God like that? And a part of me will talk to that energy, what I am seeing in my past life, as if like this is one. And like I can say, I can demand, I can communicate, and I know. I have felt it, I know what it is. And I'm like, no, but this is what you did. No, this is how it happened. And multiple times from that time. And I was wondering, like, how suddenly I'm not seeing Mahavir or Parshvanath Bhagwan and all. Why am I seeing only God Krishna? And at the same time, two people from a completely different background suddenly sends me Bhagavad Gita as a gift. And then they tell me, this is for you. The person who comes and to just cook at my house, he comes and he gifts me, Bhabhi, I've got this Bhagavad Gita for you. And I said, yes, Maharaji, how much money? He said, no money. This is my gift to you. A very close friend of mine just sent another version of Bhagavad Gita. And after that, the Ashtavakra Gita came. And then another version of the Gita Sar came. And I'm like, suddenly everywhere in the world, people are just sending me different version of Gita to read. So we have understood what Krishna consciousness is. Let's put it into our own consciousness by doing the downloads of it. Are you all ready for it? To instill Krishna consciousness and mute yourself and make a sound. I guess we put you on the mute, so can we please unmute everyone today? I want to hear yes from everyone. Please unmute everyone. And yeah, please unmute everyone. And like when I say 1, 2, 3, at the count of 3, I want everyone to say, yes, I'm ready for Krishna consciousness together. May I please unmute everyone? So 1, 2, 3, now.
Yes.
Ready for the Krishna consciousness.
Ready for the.
Thank you. Thank you. So let each one close their own eyes. Sorry, we can mute everyone again so the sound doesn't disturb. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to instill the feelings into everyone present here and the one who will listen to the video later. I understand the consciousness of Krishna through Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of Creator of all that is. I know it is safe for me to open up myself and to be open and receptive, to understand Krishna consciousness, to choose, to think from the Krishna consciousness, to act, to speak from the Krishna consciousness. I know I'm the body of pure love. I spread joy and love, and I know I see joy and love in everyone that I come across in my life. I attract the energy of pure love into my life. I feel this magnetizing effect and mesmerizing impact when I speak through Krishna consciousness. Every word comes as if it is playing a beautiful flute and the music. Every word that I speak has been thought of and understood, and I move away from the energy of jealousy, resentment, hatred, regrets. I see oneness in everything and I operate from that oneness. I know what it feels like to feel this oneness. It is safe and it is possible and I'm deserving of it. I understand when I need to be tactful and how to be tactful. I know how to believe in myself and to teach self-belief into everyone around me. I understand dharma. To Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of Creator of all that is, I allow myself to be in alignment with my life purpose, and I know my life purpose is my dharma. Every karma that I do is in complete alignment with my dharma. I fulfill my duties and my responsibilities with ease and grace, enjoying every moment of it, without feeling helpless, without thinking, why me? Without feeling like a victim. I embrace change. I release the fear of change. I'm ready to walk on the path of change. I am the light, the torch. I embrace the waves that the life produces with equal love, respecting and honoring every moment, and to be able to see the divine in every being that I come across. May that be human or any other form. I respect and honor myself, and I respect and honor others. It is safe and possible for me to be the body of love, courage, bravery. I know what it feels like to spread this energy of love. It is safe, it is possible for me. Into every cell of your body, every area of your life, at all the level of your beliefs. For each one's highest and best, the highest and best possible way for each one now. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Creator, show me. Please say yes in your mind as you receive these feelings. I understand and I know what it feels like to become boundless, yet knowing the boundaries and how much to speak, when to speak, whom to speak, the boundaries in the actions, respecting and honoring my own boundaries and respecting and honoring others' boundaries, knowing my own space and the vastness, and yet giving that space and the vastness to everyone who comes across. And in that energy, experiencing being limitless, experiencing the vastness of the life, experiencing being boundless. I know how to do that. It's safe, it is possible, and I'm deserving of it. Into every cell of your body, every area of your life, to all the four level of your beliefs, for each one's highest and best possible way for each one now. Say yes to receive it. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Creator, show me. Passing unconditional love, light, and healing to everyone. You all can open your eyes. How does everyone feel? I can just see few smiles. Few of you have kept your screen shut, so I cannot see you. Yeah. Please unmute them, Meg. Thank you. Thank you, Vinaya. Thank you, Vimla. Thank you, Banan.
Thank you.
Thank you. So just remind yourself and take one thing from today's talk. And probably that one thing for me, it can be different for everyone. But for me, one thing which Krishna always taught me, to be in our dharma and to embrace change. Things may not happen our way, but we are not resenting and not crying for it. Knowing that this is probably the current time requirement. And with the energy of pure love, we execute it. And that is the time we feel that we are playing the flute and the life becomes music. So that persona that he carries, where everyone connects, everyone loves him, everyone likes to be in that energy, that automatically comes. So whatever is your takeaway, probably you can put it on the YouTube and tell us what is it that you took from today's session. And what is it that one change you are going to bring? Nothing changes till we don't act on it. We understand. Like Krishna understood, but he acted on it. So taking action was what he taught us. So nothing will change today if you do not act on it. Your understanding of it, if you think you want to replay it, you will be able to replay it immediately as the session gets over if you're already subscribed. In half an hour, it will be there on your YouTube. You can replay and then sit in your quiet space and ask yourself and say, what is my learning? What is it that I am getting into my life from now? And this is the change. What is the action step for it? And this is how I'm going to act from now. Write it on a piece of paper, post it, and remind yourself. And by the time I think the next Janmashtami will come, your life would have changed. And next Janmashtami, we will still be together discussing things. And then that time, probably I would like to hear your stories. You have 1 year for that. But that will happen if you today again listen to it, write your action step, prepare it, put it on the YouTube and say, this is the change. I have put it on the mirror, I have put it on the wardrobe, and this is one action step. Every day I will remind myself, and I believe right now this is my dharma. After 3 months, if you think the next step you want to take, make another note. But take the action today. That will be like your actual devotion to Krishna and celebrating the Janmashtami. That will be in real form. You are celebrating that, because the day we will speak his language, we will act like him. That is called true devotion, not by simply putting him in the temple and doing it. That's not like, when you start being like that, is the sign that you are the true devotee. So please be the true devotee of Krishna, and let's celebrate Janmashtami together. Happy Janmashtami to everyone. Let
Happy
everyone have,
Janmashtami.
thank you, wonderful, wonderful life. Let everyone dance like him, sing like him, play music like him. Your life becomes very beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Lots of gratitude for joining. We'll see you next Thursday. Thank you. Bye-bye. Please do the action. On the YouTube, put your actions. Thank you. Bye-bye.